Hello, sir? Yes, it looks like your residency has actually expired and you should actually be gone and packed up by this point. Oh, you don't want to leave? Oh, you want me to call the cops? Oh, you want to take it there? Alright, we're going to call the cops on you then. You're going to be gone by next week. What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 47 of my Accutane adventures. Now, before I go into this adventure, I feel like I say that every time. I always have something I want to show you before I start. But I had my own picture drawn by Liam Hudson. This was super cool. He also got my brother, LP. So I want you guys to check out his video. He actually has a time lapse of it. I think it took him 8 hours to draw this for me. So that was just such a cool thing to see. And such like a cool fan support thing for me to get. It really encouraged me to make better videos this entire week. So if you want to check out that video, the link will be in the description below. Go over there, subscribe to his channel if you want to see more of his drawing pictures. Very cool guy, and it was just so awesome to see this happen. Anyways, this week on Accutane, everything is looking so cool, except for this one guy who will not get evicted. He's just set up tent, and he's sticking around. So what actually happened with this bugger is usually they dry up, and then they go away after a little bit of time, especially these ones. I have some that, they're small, right? It's not that big, but it likes to stick around. So what I've been doing is I've not been picking it. I haven't been touching it at all, but it got nice and big, and it was very dry, and when I went to go to sleep, I laid my head on my pillow, and I could feel it was kind of wet, and I was like, oh crap. So I looked in the mirror and it had already pre-broken itself. So I wasn't pushing it, I wasn't picking at it, it just automatically did that. And then of course I had to drain it or whatever, so I guess I picked at it. But I'm hoping by next week, it stops being so stubborn. So something else that's pretty relevant to my Accutane progress here for the last month or two on Accutane is that I'm changing my diet up for the last 4 weeks of my contest. So from this week until November 1st, my diet will be a lot different than it is right now. So right now it's pretty clean, it's not that bad, but I do eat a lot of stuff that's already pre-made for me, like protein bars and frozen meals and bread and whatnot like that. But now for the next 2 weeks out of these 4 weeks, I'm going to start eating foods that are not packaged. So this morning for breakfast, instead of having beef stroganoff and a bagel, what I had was chicken breast, brown rice, and bell peppers and mushrooms all sauteed in a pan. So you see the difference, it's all food that I'm freshly cooking versus stuff that is preserved and frozen. And really the reason I'm doing this is just so that I can manage my diet a little better, so that I can really fine tune how much water I'm holding, so that when I get to my competition, I can hold the least amount of water as possible. Instead of having to play around with all these preservative foods and stuff, I'm just eating whole foods and I know exactly how they're affecting me. Now I predict this is going to help my acne a lot. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to eat like this for the rest of my life, but I will in general try to keep my food a lot cleaner after this competition. For the last 2 weeks before competition, I may or may not start a gluten-free diet. I might even do that after my competition, maybe as the last 4 weeks of my Accutane adventure, just to see if going gluten-free, helps me at all, or what it does for me. It makes me feel better, maybe make my acne better, maybe make my blackheads go away. Who knows what it'll do? But if you guys want me to do a gluten-free diet, let's say after the competition, if you guys want to see me do a gluten-free diet after the competition, please let me know in the comments below. And if you guys really want to see it, then I'll definitely do it for at least, I don't know, a couple of weeks. If you guys want to see what I'm eating today, I'm actually recording everything today and putting it up for tomorrow's video. So make sure you tune into the channel tomorrow for Tasty Tuesday, a full day of eating. Now on to the fan questions, which is just my absolute favorite part of this video. First question comes from Ken Perez, and he says, do you think that your diet has affected in any way your Accutane progress? Now, yes, of course. Yes. When I was bulking, way more than when I'm cutting. When I'm bulking, I'm getting almost twice the amount of calories. I'm getting something like 4,000 to 6,000 calories a day. When I'm cutting, I'm getting something like 2,900 calories. And when I'm bulking, I'm getting a lot more fats, a lot more salts, a lot more preservatives, a lot more of these things that just don't sound that great for acne. They just sound like they aggravate. And for me, they did. I had a lot of dairy when I was bulking, which just ruined my face. Now that I'm cutting, it's a lot better. There's a lot less effect coming from the diet. But still, if I eat something that I shouldn't eat, like some cheese, some dairy, some whey protein, something like that, I definitely still see a little bit of breakouts. And food, for me, heavily affects my acne. Not for everybody, but for me it does. Now this is actually a really good question from MXKO. He says he's been waiting to ask this question for a really long time because he wanted me to have enough time to actually be able to answer this. And he says, over the course of this 45 weeks you've been on Accutane, do you feel that the Accutane has slowed down your gains, has slowed down your progress, has slowed you down in the gym, made your physique not as great, whatever? Yes, absolutely. I actually made a video called Accutane is anti-steroids, I think, and that one got a lot of views, but it's true. it definitely zaps your strength. If I wasn't on Accutane, I'd be throwing crazy weights up. And I'm saying that because when I was off of Accutane before I had started it, when I was bulking, man, I was getting some crazy strength. And then you guys see me on Accutane and you're like, you know, he's still pretty strong. You know, he still moves 3 plates on squats. He still hits like 110 pound dumbbells when he's benching and stuff. But when I'm bulking without Accutane, it's ridiculous. Like, I'll hit weights that I just don't even think I can hit. I put like 6 plates on a benching machine before and been able to do that for 5 or 6 reps. And I do the full repetition. I'm just like, whoa. So I really cannot wait to be off of Accutane and see where that strength goes. Moody asks, I love saying that. I think Moody almost has one of the most featured comments. I think he's been in like 4 of these videos with his questions. But what he asks is, how do you avoid dairy in food? To you, that sounds like a hard thing. For me, it sounds like the easiest thing ever because I've been doing it. But really, you just know what has dairy in it. Something that has milk or something that has cheese in it, obviously you can't have that. And something that has whey or casein protein, can't have that. For me, it's not that hard because I know all the foods that have dairy in them, so I just don't eat them. It's not that hard. It kind of sucks because, of course, you want a little cheese on your sandwich, you want a little cheese on your taco, a little cheese on whatever. Not that I'm eating any of those things anyways, it's just, that's all the stuff I can think of that had cheese. But it's easy once you know what not to eat and get into the groove of doing that. It just sounds horrible because you're so used to eating all these great things. Genesthees says, have you noticed the difference in efficacy of your pre-workout now that you're taking Accutane? What he means is, do you think the pre-workout is less effective now that you're on Accutane? I haven't noticed any difference at all when it comes to taking pre-workout and working out on Accutane. Of course, my actual workouts aren't as strong. I don't feel the same physically, but that has nothing to do with the amount the pre-workout actually stimulates me or affects me. It's all been exactly the same. And the last question goes to a really great supporter of mine, Love Miss Park, and she says, Brian, your skin's looking great. Just a quick question, did you ever try drinking alcohol while you're Accutane? Because this is a topic that is really highly debated, you know, drinking alcohol while you're on Accutane, because Accutane is already overtaxing your liver, and a lot of the doctors and medical offices and papers and stuff say don't drink while you're on Accutane. Now, I do totally agree, you should not be drinking while you're on Accutane, especially if you're a weekend drinker or binge drinker. Don't be drinking all that much on Accutane. But I will say that I did drink one time while I was on Accutane. I think it was like 30 something weeks in, so it was definitely once I was fully launched into the treatment. I went over to my buddies to drink with 3 of my friends. I ended up probably having about, I'd say like 6 shots, something like that. So like a decent amount of alcohol, not like getting wasted, but you know, enough that it's like definitely going through your liver and taxing you a little bit. And it didn't feel bad to me at all. My liver wasn't hurting. A lot of people can actually feel their liver hurting. For me, it didn't hurt at all. I woke up the next day, I didn't feel tired, I didn't feel weird, I didn't feel in pain, any more dehydrated than regular, anything like that. So for me, drinking alcohol didn't affect me at all, but I also have an extremely healthy liver. I drink a ton of water every day, so I have a lot of things going for me if I ever wanted to drink. But luckily, I don't drink that much in the first place, and I wouldn't suggest that you drink all that much in the first place. And the last thing before I end this video, I know I'm not there yet where I'm worrying about scars, but I will be pretty soon. So if you guys have any suggestions, any treatments that you have used that really have worked for you to get rid of your acne scars after Accutane, please let me know what they are. That way I can start cataloging, looking through, researching them and whatnot, so I know what I want to start doing in about 8, 9, 10 weeks when I'm off of Accutane. That's week 47, everyone. Thank you for checking out the video. I appreciate all the likes, comments, support. Everything that you guys give me is just, it's amazing. It blows my mind. I don't deserve it, but you guys give it to me so graciously, and because of that, I am thankful and appreciative. Thank you guys so much again. I love you all. Check me out on Instagram. Thick, solid, tight. Team Beyond the Week.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN!
Yeah!